All right, everyone. Steve Metrics here with yo boy
DJ Triggs.
And we are Nodb8sports here, finishing up with the AFC NFC Championship weekend, and we are set for the Super Bowl. And I don't know, it's kind of weird, man. Does feel like kind of a weird Super Bowl. Are you feeling anything like that?
See, I thought it was just a weird playoffs, and then we had the Super Bowl. What Sunday? Like,
right? We got it.
I mean,
Sundays now.
No. I meant like St. Louis and Seattle. Whoa, I said St. Louis.
Whoa.
LA and Seattle. I mean, that was the game of the year, maybe.
It really was. Yeah, it felt like a really top-notch game. I mean, even 3 of the final 4 teams were all NFC West teams. Just the fight that you saw in the Rams and the Seahawks, pretty cool. Like really cool stuff in this game. I mean, I heard Colin Cowherd say you got pretty much 20 all-pro guys between both teams. I mean, the Rams and the Seahawks are loaded, just loaded with stars.
Oh, man, don't get me started on all pros and Pro Bowlers and all NBA and all-star.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Also, good farewell. The Pro Bowl died today. I mean, it died probably like a few years ago, but officially everyone is saying, I don't want to play flag football. And then eventually you get the one person who does want to play flag football in Shadur Sanders, and he does not have Pro Bowl stats at all. It is clickbait, get ratings, get people, and that's what the Pro Bowl wants. The NFL wants to push flag football. I've watched flag football on TV once when it was like just becoming a thing. It's dreadful. I'm telling you, flag football is not television friendly.
Man, I was trying to get to the real football, but hey, at least the teams are coached by Jerry Rice and Steve Young.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean they're both really good guys, fun personalities, so they're kind of cool. But it's more like they're enjoyable, but the rest of it is not.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I mean, I'm not angry with the quarterbacks, right? Quarterbacks are fine. You know, you got Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Drake May, and then Sam Darnold, Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford. Yeah, I could have hit or miss with Dak Prescott. I mean, NBA, if you're not a winner, but I mean, if you're not a winner, they usually don't pick you in the NBA. So I'm kind of the same way. At least every AFC quarterback made the playoffs. Travis Kelce, that he's up there with like Jason Witten and Tony Gonzalez, but did he deserve it? I guess.
I mean, the whole Pro Bowl is just garbage. And the thing is, too, that I noticed this year, too, they pushed it to, what is it? I think next week, Tuesday. Last year, I noticed they had it on the Saturday. I think it was the Saturday before the Super Bowl, or the week before the Super Bowl. So what they did was last year on the Saturday, they have 2 college all-star games and then the Pro Bowl. I watched the college all-star games. I did not watch the Pro Bowl.
I mean, I wouldn't either. Hey, your boy Brock Bowers got in, though.
Right. Yeah, he definitely bounced back this year. Solid season out of him. He got banged up for a little bit, but then he played towards the end and looked good and looked like normal Brock Bowers, except, I mean, you can only catch so much from Geno Smith, so it is what it is. But he is definitely a guy I like going into next season. As long as Fernando Mendoza is the guy and things are right, like the Raiders offense is going to be sneaky interesting for fantasy. I'll tell you that.
Ooh, sneaky. You know, I
Yeah.
like a good sneaky.
And somebody's got to replace Jacoby Myers as well.
Somebody.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe you'll get Romeo Dobbs from the Packers. Who knows?
No, I want someone like bona fide. I want someone who
said
can
no.
Shit. No, I don't want. I'm sorry. He's had too many concussions. It's just not going to work. If he ain't going to work on Green Bay, I'm sorry. It's over. I mean, let's be real. The NFL careers of these guys is typically 5 years. Romeo Dobbs has pretty much lived about that shelf life. It's not becoming anything special since the concussions. I'm curbing my expectations and saying that's it, and I'm going to look elsewhere. So
he's a very solid receiver. He's like stuck in between a 2, 3, and a 4. Like
right.
Some days he's a great 2, other days he's barely a 4. You know,
right. And in that case, I'd rather see my guy from Tennessee who had some really good opportunities early in the season, and then he dropped a lot of footballs. And I do want to see our guy from TCU. I know the Green Bay had the other guy from TCU, but we had, I think his name's Jack Besh. He played fairly well. He had some good games throughout this season. Not great games, but he had some good games where he made some nice plays. So I'd like to see that. I'd be curious to see what's going on with the draft. I know there's like a big-time Indiana receiver that's going in. Pair him with Fernando Mendoza. You got something.
So your other boy, homie, big homie, Zay Flowers is in.
Yeah. Zay's a weird one. He's kind of a weird one. And again, too, this Pro Bowl, I mean, they're just putting in names. They're just trying to get people to like show up.
No, these were the official like start rosters, like before Shador Sanders and all this nonsense. But back in the day, and I know old head football here for a second, like you would have Jerry Rice, Michael Irving, the Randy Mosses, the Chris Carters, that like you would literally, I know Randy Moss isn't exactly in that timeline, but like Chris Carters, there's Tim Browns on the other side, the Ed McCaffreys, the Rod Smiths, like you just had so many just Hall of Famers.
Totally.
No offense to this list, but Jamar Chase, yes. Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Cortland Sutton, like those three are they're okay. They're okay.
Yeah. Zay Flowers is kind of an oddball on that list. Just saying.
I mean, Nico Collins too. He didn't even play half the season. Like he was banged up a lot.
Yeah, and he's not a guy who should risk anything going to play a flag football game.
And then now here's where it gets exciting. All right, I'm gonna ask you a metrics question that we can only. You're the cooker right now. You're the chef, right? You gotta shove it up. All right.
Yep.
Which running back side is better? Yeah. Okay, AFC. They have Devon Achane, James Cook, and JT Jonathan Taylor, right? Got it? Mm-hmm. NFC, we've got Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Easily. If I'm going into fantasy, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, in our league, I have the 5th pick. Those 3 names are definitely going through my brain right now. I don't know which one of those I would have the true opportunity to pick at number 5. I know you're pretty close to me as well. I think you're around like number 7, number 8, something like that. Okay. That is a solid group of backs. And as much as I was down on Christian McCaffrey at the beginning of the season, man, he balled out throughout this season. And even having a guy like Brian Robinson back there, you're still going to have solid play out of that running back position. Even a guy who I like, who was coming off a major ACL tear last season, Isaac Guerrero has like crazy speed. And as long as he's still on the team, you still have that crazy dynamic guy that can get shot out of a cannon and make a big play. So that San Francisco running back core is pretty solid.
All right. Now the NFC is stacked. So they got Puka Nacua, George Pickens, JSN, who obviously won't play, and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep. And that's the other thing too, like, especially for fantasy, looking at those three wide receivers that, like, man, that's pretty sneaky. Plus you have Jamar Chase out there as well. If you're drafting the top 7, you're looking at either a dynamic wide receiver or a pretty much all-pro running back of any of those three. Jonathan Taylor to me is kind of the odd one that I don't know if I'd really want a chance with, because again, too, like, how seriously our team's going to take Daniel Jones coming off a Achilles tear. You got that going on. But these wide receivers that we're looking at, to be honest, the three best, they're all basically the best wide receiver in the game. I don't know which one really is, but I just saw JSN making moves where he looked virtually uncoverable. And and the thing that I'm hearing is for the Super Bowl, you're going to hear Christian Gonzalez is going to be paired to JSN. But I'm telling you, man, I don't think he can do it. I think you're going to need 2 guys on JSN. I think he's got such good juke ability that he's getting wide open all the time. And it's pretty wild seeing that. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is fantastic. Puka Nacua is making some unbelievable catches. You have the Stafford factor, so you got to make sure he returns. But again, too, Jamar Chase, I mean, they're trying to triple cover the guy because he's so good. And I think you're going to see Joe Burrow go on an absolute tear next season because of how weak the AFC truly is.
So, I'm glad, you know what? That's a perfect transition, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of the weak AFC, what did you take away from this Broncos-Patriots game?
Man, as much as I like Jared Stidham, he's definitely still a backup. The thing that I saw from the game is you could tell the chemistry was off. I counted at least 4 throws from Stidham that were behind the wide receiver. It may not have been a lot. There was definitely one throw which was like way behind Courtland Sutton. But even being like just maybe 2 feet behind the wide receiver, to the point that he has to go back and just kind of extend his arms out a little bit and just kind of bobbles that catch. You could tell Courtland Sutton was mad at himself, but you could tell the chemistry just wasn't there. They just didn't have that chemistry to make these things happen. And then the other thing I picked up from this game was Jared Stidham's lack of ability to read the blitz from the Patriots. Like, you got to realize, okay, cool, if this play isn't going to work and I got way too many pass rushers, I got to change something up. I got to bring in a tight end, make him actually pick up the blitz instead of rolling out for the pass. He was horrendous under pressure. And when he was playing with us, it was a lot of second stringers. It was a lot of backups playing. But in this game against the Patriots, the moment they brought the house, like, he just shattered. That was the biggest thing I took away from the game. The other thing too that I take away from this game, and I'm very disappointed that everyone wants to beat up on Sean Payton and just go with the hot take of, oh, he didn't kick a field goal. Well, he kicked several field goals throughout the game. And when you have one play to make an ability to get a new set of first downs, and you're basically at the goal line and you can score a touchdown, had they scored that touchdown, they win this game. I mean, the momentum to go ahead and be up with 14 points, I thought was massive. But ultimately with that play, it came back again to Jared Stidham's lack of ability to pick up the blitz. And that's what they did to him on 4th down, and that play just completely crumbled. I mean, that's the thing I'm most disappointed with. I'm not going to air out Sean Payton and say you should have kicked a field goal. No, you shouldn't have. You have the Denver Broncos defense, which was lights out. And you know what? You gave up 0 points and you had good field position. After the turnover on downs by New England, after you gave them the ball and they drove downfield and did nothing with it. So you got the ball back, and you know kind of how that weather is going in the game. By all means, man, go for that touchdown. And you had the early touchdown before that looked pretty good too. Like, you feel confident that you can replicate what you did earlier. And I believed in it. I thought it was going to work. I was more surprised that they didn't convert the first down than, oh, well, he should have gone for the first down because that would have given him the 3 points needed to tie. No, you play to win the game. You don't just play for hopefully I win a tie and go into overtime and get a coin flip and hopefully I win. Like, you win with certainty. You don't win on coin flips and hope.
Hey, I couldn't say it any better than that. But I did go a little tongue in cheek, and I said, you know, the AFC and beat up and not as good as it could have been.
Yeah, totally.
But they had two of the. I mean, everyone's going to talk about the defenses, right? Well, I'm going to go a little deeper than just saying, oh, they're great defenses. Well, they were in the bottom 5 in strength of victory. Yep. They were the bottom 2 easiest schedules in the NFL.
Oh, nothing gets easier than New England's.
Right. I mean, New England had a plus 170 point differential, and the Denver Broncos had a plus 90. So
New England was favored to have 11 victories before the season even started by Vegas.
Yes, which is crazy because then, like, there was a point where Vegas even put them as like the 5th worst odds to make the Super Bowl, and it's like, we all should have seen this coming.
Oh yeah, totally.
They beat up really bad teams.
Yes.
I mean, they had to play the Jets twice. They had to play the Dolphins twice.
They took a victory from the Bills. They could have taken 2.
Yeah, and it's like there was no big surprise there. No. So, yeah, I get the weather beat up the game quite a bit, and that's what we're going to blame it on, and Jared Stidham. Like, Denver didn't – I mean, they blitzed them as much as they could. They got their sacks. You know, they were one of the best sacking teams in the NFL's history and this and that. But it's like Drake May didn't show me anything.
No.
Like, there was a time where we thought he was going to be, you know, MVP, and if they don't give it to Stafford, they're out of their minds. But
Stafford easily.
What if I told you Jarrett Stidham, even being sacked 3 times and throwing a pick, played better than Drake May? There is literally an argument to be made.
Yeah, and I thought when this game started, I was like, all right, I feel pretty confident that both quarterbacks are about the same quarterback. There's more notoriety to Drake May because he's actually a starter. But Jarrett Stidham's been in the league, and the main thing I saw from this game was rust. I think it was more so a factor of rust and not having the time to build the chemistry, more so that he just wasn't that good. I mean, you started the game looking
fortunate.
Like you kind of torched it on that touchdown pass. So I felt like he definitely had the ability to compete toe for toe against Drake May. That ultimately I thought it would just kind of come down to the running game. And RJ Harvey ran really well, man. Like, he's a guy that I'm looking at for next year for fantasy is like, whoa, like he almost gutted them for almost 100 yards.
No, not in this game. No, sir. RJ Harvey was at 37 yards.
Really? Because I swear, like every time I saw him with the ball, it's like he almost had like a 10-yard gain almost every single time he touched that ball.
He had a long of 9. He did, but he had a bunch of just like nothings. So that's actually where I'm going to. I'm glad you brought up RJ Harvey, because when this game started to get, you know, ugly and, you know, things couldn't work out, that's where I feel like the Denver offense got exposed. And again, if Bo Nix would have been out there, was he going to throw in the weather? No. Was he going to run a lot more? Possibly. Drake May ended up running 10 times for 65 yards. But when you look at it, Jarrett Stidham, who is a backup, threw the ball 10 more times than the MVP, Drake May.
Right.
The New England Patriots ran the ball 14 more times than Denver did. And, like, like you said, it looked like they had some room to run. Like they could do their thing. Even in that 4th and 1, 4th and inches, whatever you want to call it, they're rolling Stidham out to the right. And I'm like, what is going on? Just run the ball. Run the ball. That's it.
Right. Yeah, the run was working fairly well. I mean, maybe the Harvey numbers weren't all that great. Maybe I was seeing McMillan, whatever his name is. I saw good running production out of Denver at times throughout the game, and it's like if it's working, go for it. I mean, the thing is too, like I don't think I would have rolled out Stidham on that play. Just make a nice, simple crossing route play that either Evan Ingram or Cortland Sutton could catch. Because Cortland Sutton balled out, man. Like, he looked really good. I know there were the throws behind him, but, man, you can just tell, like, Cortland Sutton was probably the best receiver in that game. I mean, Diggs is Diggs. I get it. But Cortland Sutton, like, man, that guy you can count on. Like, if you make a throw to him and you know him, I think he's going to catch the ball pretty much all the time. It's just the fact that him and Stidham just don't have the chemistry. They don't have the timing down, and it showed. And I firmly feel too, if Bo Nix actually played this game, I firmly feel they win this game because those earlier plays and like that fourth down and short, I feel they convert and they get those 14 points early. And who knows after that what happens? But as that game got snowier, they were going for kicks, and what do you know? Everyone missed all their kicks. So
or missed field goals.
Right. So everyone went for kicks, and the kicks didn't work. So maybe Sean Payton was onto something for saying, I got to go for it now. If I get these 7 points and I get these 14 points now, it's going to massively put me ahead of them, and they're going to have to throw, and they're going to make mistakes. Patrick Surtain is as locked down as it gets, man. I've seen him. I mean, his plays on Keyshawn Boutte this game and the plays I've seen him over the last few years against Devontae Adams have been lights out, man. Like he shuts down big time wide receivers, just like his father did. Really, really great player to watch.
Yeah, I'm with you. So let's talk about the other games. Let's talk about Devontae Adams. I mean, this game was literally like whoever made one mistake, and one mistake just happened to be a punt return. Where, in all honesty, if you can't see, because he did it twice. The first one he caught. I don't know if you remember that. The first one he caught.
Okay.
He bobbled it, but he caught it.
Right.
The second one he fell down.
Yes.
Like, why is that how you lose a game? And I mean, literally next play they scored. It was like,
yes, they did.
Here we go.
Yeah. Was that the throw to Jake Bobo right after that?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, it was either the Jake Bobo touchdown or the play where like JSN is just like scot-free wide open.
Wide open. Yeah.
Crazy.
How does a guy that's got 10 receptions, 12 targets, how is he that wide open?
Yeah, and I kid you not, man. Like the Rams could not cover that guy. Like he is way too fast. I mean, seeing the juke ability out of JSN and the juke ability out of Kenneth Walker, and you have a Rashid Shaheed flying around the field. That is scary coverage, and that's the thing that I'm thinking. Like, I mean, I do kind of think that like the Patriots should win this game. But I'm telling you, if Sam Darnold plays like he just did in this NFC Championship game, I don't think they lose. I think if the Seahawks have a quarterback that has over 250 yards throwing and some combination of 3 total touchdowns and 0 turnovers, with that defense and the way that offense is built, that team won't lose. Like,
there's no way. There's no way the Patriots win this game. None.
I mean, that's
they don't have the offense to keep up.
They don't have the playmakers. That's the thing that I'm most concerned with is like at the end of the day, I like Drake May for the fact of his schedule, but really I like Drake May just for his growth. Just for his growth of getting better from last season. I don't think he's a world beater. I don't think Sam Darnold's a world beater, but I'm just telling you, if any quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, whoever they are, if they just have a fairly strong game, like 270 yards throwing, 3 total touchdowns, 0 turnovers, with that defense, that team will never lose. They will never lose any games in that manner. This team is so well coached. The defense is insane. And when you have multiple playmakers on offense, I mean, they basically have 3 that I can think of. Tyler Horton's also a really nice young receiver that I like. But Jake Bobo, I mean, I know he's had 4 catches, but like whatever those 4 catches were, like they look good. So like they got some solid playmakers on this team, and Kenneth Walker, if he's healthy and he's playing, man, he's like pure muscle. He is very hard to take down. I mean, he looked like Bijan Robinson out there against the Rams. Like that was next level stuff I saw out of him. This team is very, very scary. I've been saying it all year. That's the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I corner that covered Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams had a clear as day catch, and this guy like wrapped behind him and then ripped that ball down. Whoever that guy is, I heard that guy's a rookie for the Seahawks too. Like, holy smokes, this team is loaded. Mike McDonald has built, insane, absolutely insane.
I mean, literally, he went toe to toe. And I know Sam Darnold's going to have a bad game here and there. Well, by the way, he's already gotten that game out of the way, and they won. So,
convincingly.
Right. The fact that K9 is running the ball. I mean, he didn't have the greatest numbers in the entire world, but when you expected a big run, he got you one, right? Yeah. JSN, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp came up and was like, "Hey, remember me? I was over there. I was doing stuff." Like
there were times where he still didn't look right, though, man.
I agree.
Plays, but man,
for the 4th or 5th option on an offense, even if he looks half okay, I mean, just like the route he ran, right? He literally took it like he was going to go for a post or an out route, and noticed that it was a zone. He moved to the left, just sat right in the open part of the zone, caught the ball, touchdown. And it was like, oh, not every, and I know that sounds simple, a little like, saying it out loud, but that's a vet, like star receiver.
Oh, it is.
That's a guy who was a number 1 for a long time. So like now you're putting him as, JSN, Rashid Shaheed, Jake Bobo's in front of him. Kenneth Walker coming out the backfield is in front of him. And he's the 5th option. Like, that's a hard cover. That is a very hard cover. Like, you look at things like that where now, who do you cover? Well, nobody can cover JSN, apparently. No. They left him wide open in the left side of the end zone. I'm still confused by that. Like, he might be, I'm going to go on record. He might be the number 1 receiver next year in fantasy.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, I would have to see them bring in somebody else, and I kind of think they will. I mean, I still feel like there is some kind of void that's left from losing DK and Tyler Lockett. Shaheed kind of filled it, but Shaheed filled it like later in the season when he was dealt there. But yeah, I mean, his age is perfect. Like the thing with Amon-Ra St. Brown that I like is Amon-Ra St. Brown is great. However, he is a little bit injury prone. That is going on right now. He has definitely been in the league for a good handful of years. The thing that is great with Amon-Ra St. Brown is they will have a 4th place schedule. So that's like crazy cool. But JSN is probably the guy I would go with as the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL next season. But here's the thing too, that's contingent on keeping what's his name? Kubiak's son, was it Matt Kubiak or something? He's got to stay. And I believe I heard, I think he is interviewing with the Bills and I think the Raiders. He's out there. So he is, I mean, he was a guy who I thought, I was like, who the heck is coaching Sam Darnold? I don't know who it is, but that guy's doing a great job. And then I found out it was him, and he is actually already getting head coaching looks right now. So that's pretty cool. If he doesn't get a head coaching job, then that would make me feel better about Sam Darnold, and it would make me feel really great about JSN.
Yeah. I mean, that dude is like unguardable, which is nuts. You know what's crazy? I think of it as what they thought DK Metcalf was going to be. Remember, they brought DK in next to Tyler Lockett, kind of learn, kind of be the speed guy, the power guy. He can do a little bit. Then when Tyler Lockett was old, they could make that passing of the torch.
Yes.
The Seahawks, they played all of us because they drafted JSN, and everyone's like, why are they getting a third guy? They don't need a third guy. And they basically knew that DK wasn't blasting past Tyler Lockett enough to where they felt comfortable keeping him as a number one. Instead, they got rid of both guys and brought in JSN.
Yeah.
He goes past Lockett, he goes past DK, and now he's unguardable.
Yeah, that for me, that was where I was kind of shocked that Green Bay actually didn't go JSN back in that draft. They chose Jaden Reed ahead of JSN.
I know.
I thought JSN was incredible, what I saw of Ohio State. The thing with Seattle, too, is, yes, Tyler Lockett's up there in age. The big thing with DK is, like, he's got no juke. He's just got flat speed and
flat speed.
Like, just pure speed, catch radius, that's it. JSN has it all. He has catch radius, he has speed, he has juke. He's Ohio State caliber. He is clearly showing right now that he is the best Ohio State wide receiver that has been out there in the last recent few seasons. He's great, man. I absolutely like what we're seeing out of JSN. And I thought he could do it. I thought he was kind of underrated. I was one of those people that thought Seattle was kind of a weird place to go, but seeing what he's doing now, seeing what the Seahawks have done over the last 2 seasons, John Schneider is the best GM in football. The way he's just completely reworked that team and brought in a great coach like Mike McDonald. The Seahawks management and ownership is next level.
They're getting it done. I mean, when they brought over Sam Darnold, we all laughed and we all pointed fingers. Ha, ha, ha. You know, like basically he goes, oh, well, that guy's actually pretty good. We're going to get him on a low deal. And now we have a quarterback for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah. And the interesting part on this, too, is the salary cap space on both these teams between the Patriots and Seattle. They each rank, I think, like 4% of the salary cap and 3% of the salary cap for Drake May. You can build a great team with guys who aren't just eating up your entire salary cap.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know what they're going to do, but New England's got to add some pieces, especially on offense. Because
yeah, it's dreadful, man. It's really bad.
To be able to keep up with this Seattle team is going to be tough.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you need playmakers. I mean, think about it this way, right? Like how good the Rams were to fight with Seattle and the playmakers they got, and they came up just a few points short. And this is like a good weather game, like there's no weather factor whatsoever, and they still came up short. New England doesn't have these players. They really do. And yeah, Christian Gonzalez is great. But again, too, you're like Christian Gonzalez can't even cover JSN. And they are the same playing age, right? They're both in their sophomore seasons in the NFL. So they're like 2 years old between the two of them. But like, I don't think Christian Gonzalez is good enough to cover JSN by himself. Like he will not lock down coverage, shut down a guy. If it were Patrick Surtain, maybe I'd give Patrick Surtain that ability to possibly do it. But I don't think Christian Gonzalez can just do that by himself. I think he's going to need safety help. And beyond that, then you start doing that. And then Kenneth Walker starts getting on a roll. And if they figure out the short game and still JSN is still going to make his catches and dominate the short game, I think this team's got too many weapons, man. I think it is just a scary thing to play against. And if that defense starts to tee off, they're going to tee off, man. I mean, there were some mistakes. There was a throw that I thought Mufunga was clearly going to intercept on Drake May that he kind of botched and bobbled and then fell to the ground. I was like, that's an interception. Drake May is going to make those mistakes. At the end of the day, like, Drake May is still growing. He will become a really nice quarterback in the future, but this year was clearly a step up that was way ahead of schedule. And I mean, you said it right. Like, the Patriots haven't really played anyone at all this season. The ironic thing is that the game they lost to my Raiders was actually the tie-breaking game that determined that the game was in Denver. It was common opponents' victories, and because Denver won at least both one or two games against the Raiders, that was the tiebreaker against the Patriots. But again, too, the Patriots didn't have a tough schedule. This reminds me of the year, would this have been last year or the year before, where the Chiefs went through the postseason and they played against the Dolphins and somebody else, and it was like they had a really, really easy path to the Super Bowl, and then they ran into a juggernaut in the Eagles' defense. It kind of feels like that going on right now, where like they had a really great path to the Super Bowl, but you're about to go into a juggernaut with the Seahawks. And the Patriots are balanced, but so are the Seahawks. Like, again, if they just get good play out of Sam Darnold, they don't lose. I don't think this team can lose.
Sam Darnold he's had two statistical bad games this year. One where he threw 4 interceptions against the Rams.
Yep.
And they only lost by 2. And then the other game where it was statistically bad was the first game against the playoff game against San Francisco. He was 70% completion, but he only threw 124 yards and a touchdown, and they won by 35.
Yeah,
so
it was worse than Brock Purdy, and they scorched San Francisco.
Yeah,
like, just scorched them.
And so he's only lost. I mean, he lost 2 games this year. Tampa Bay, who has weapons galore, especially at the beginning of the season, he threw 4 touchdowns and 341 yards.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win that game. Like, Tampa pulled some like crazy stuff out of their back pocket to win that game late.
And then his first game with the Seattle Seahawks, they lost to San Francisco by 4. Like that's it. Because they've only lost 3 games.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, they're a fantastic team. I mean, I saw them not really do all that much crazy stuff on offense against Pittsburgh, and they annihilated Pittsburgh. Like, they just blew them out of the water in similar fashion to what they just did to San Francisco. And seeing that against the 49ers made me realize, seeing this against Pittsburgh made me realize Seattle is going to be a force to reckon with later in the season. And they hung with the Rams and the Niners in that NFC West standings throughout the entire season. They were always a little bit behind, but going for 2 and getting hyper aggressive at the end of the year against the Rams, that made the difference.
It did. And then they beat playoff teams. They beat the San Francisco, the Carolinas, the LA Rams. They beat the Jaguars, the Houston Texans. Like, they went through Pittsburgh. You named Pittsburgh already. Like, they beat those teams on the way to getting to where they are.
Yes. Yeah, the Patriots, they really haven't played like anybody good.
No.
And I know people are like, the Texans defense is like the best thing since sliced bread, but like, CJ Stroud's bad. Like, he's not the starting quarterback anymore, man. Like they absolutely should have beaten the Texans, because New England is a very well-balanced team. They don't have stars, but they're a very well-balanced team, both on defense, and they got nice things going on offense. But like, to beat Seattle, you need playmakers. You need what the Rams have. and the Rams couldn't do it. So
Right.
I think it would have taken like a Denver team that had a healthy Bo Nix to do it. But beyond that, I just don't see. I really don't see New England doing it. It probably would have taken Josh Allen and like the greatest Josh Allen game plus James Cook. Like there's nobody left in the AFC. There really isn't.
And the crazy part is when the playoffs started in the NFC, it was like, besides Seattle, is all right, we don't want to play the 49ers and we don't want to play the Rams. Well, Seattle played both of those teams and beat both.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A combined 72 points.
Yeah, it's scary. Like their strength of victories from their point differential is just insane. What Seattle did against those NFC West teams, it's just next level stuff. And again too, they have a head coach who firmly believes I'm gonna take a page out of how people were reading against Patrick Mahomes and do it to everybody. I'm gonna rush 4 and put 7 in coverage all the time. And I'm going to figure it out somehow, some way. But if I know that my frontline 4 guys can do what they need to do, I'm going to shut down the rest of the field. And if I can at least figure out when those running plays are going to occur, I'm going to do it. And I saw a little bit of Mike McDonald's story of how he made it to the NFL. He's pretty much a complete unknown. He was playing football back in high school. He had a nasty ACL tear, and then pretty much right after that, he just went. He went to college, and then as he was in college, he worked coaching high school football, and then from that is how he got to know John Harbaugh, and then from that he got to work with the Ravens, worked his way up the Ravens, and now he's in Seattle. Like he just flat out did his stuff, worked the ladder, realized, all right, I'm going to school, but school's cool, but I really enjoy coaching, and I'm just going to kill it in coaching. And being with Harbaugh, well, both Harbaughs essentially, like you're really, really gaining a ton of knowledge quick. Probably seen the rise of Mahomes throughout that time and how to play against Mahomes. Probably torqued him up even better, and it's what's brought him to Seattle. And I mean, even in what he did in Seattle last season was incredibly impressive. They were kind of always hovering around that 7 seed spot, but to get the 7 seed and then get in the playoffs was pretty impressive. So this season, seeing what they did was even crazier. I think going into next year, this is by far the best fantasy defense because, again, of what you said, like they're actually winning against playoff caliber football teams. That tells you they can do it against everybody.
Right. Here's the biggest takeaway, and this is my last stat that I'll throw at you about Seattle and New England.
Yeah.
New England has played 3 games, right? In those 3 games, they have an average of 18 points.
Okay.
Seattle is averaging 36 points a game.
Yep. So
that's nuts.
It is. I think the thing that I would do with this Super Bowl is I would do it like the Eagles against the Chiefs. I think this could be a flat out blowout. I think the Seahawks will absolutely blow them out of the water. It's 5.5. It'll probably get closer because people will get timid and have I don't know, they'll have buyer's remorse kind of. I've been doing that in the stock market lately. It's lost some money, I'll tell you that. But I think Seattle will absolutely just do their thing. And again, Kenneth Walker, JSN, they're too much. There's just too much to handle. And they're always going to have to kick it out of bounds. And New England's punter sucks, by the way. I don't know if you watched the game and watched his kicks. New England punters sucks. So he's either going to not punt far or he's going to try to punt far, and he will have to kick it straight to Shaheed. Like that special teams alone will probably change the game.
Oddly enough, Seattle has like the best punter in the league.
Yeah.
That dude's got a leg.
Yeah, that will do it. I just think there's too much. You have a coach. I mean, they're incredibly well coached, and I like, yeah, Vrabel's nice, but he's kind of like part of the family. I firmly believe that Vrabel is not that great of a coach, to be honest. I think he's been a benefactor of very good situations, very good teams that have been orchestrated and built. But when it comes to making like in-game decisions that are just monumental, I think Vrabel is a good coach, great for the players. But when it comes to like winning games and like very interesting situations, I still hold against him the blunder he had against the Bengals with just riding Derrick Henry into the ground with a broken foot. That didn't work out so well. And that's a coaching decision that he spearheaded. That was his choice, and it was clearly the wrong way to go. With what he's had to go against, with having Drake May and McDaniels calling the offense, they really haven't had any resistance. They just haven't. You're going to see resistance in the Super Bowl, and I just don't think he's going to have a coaching decision that's going to put them over the top. I think even like seeing what Detroit is going through, I think Dan Campbell makes good fourth down decisions. Like, he's gutsy, like he calls it, like you can tell his ownership in the game. I don't see any real ownership of Vrabel, of what he does strategically. People want to hang out Sean Payton for not kicking a field goal, which is bizarre because people love seeing the hyper aggressive fourth down stuff, and it works. And I clearly thought in that moment, I'm like, yeah, this is the right call. Do it. You'd be crazy to kick a field goal at this point. And then the next day, everyone wants to hang him out for it. Like, that's complete garbage. Like that's just, it's like, okay, great. You're in that situation. What are you going to do? You're going to go for it. Like, don't just hang him out for something that was unsuccessful. You got to know, like, all right, am I playing blackjack? Am I hitting on soft 18? Am I hitting a 16 against a dealer's face card? Yes, you are. You play to win the game. You don't play for 10 points and bad weather and going into overtime and flipping a coin and hoping I score enough points at the right moment in time to win a football game. You don't play for hope. You play for definitive actions to win a game.
Right. That's a solid little hype there. I'm ready to go through the wall.
Exactly.
Let's play to win the game.
You play to win the game. Those were that's Herm Edwards, one of my favorite coaches ever that I've seen in the NFL. You play to win the game. So I love seeing that stuff. I firmly support it. You got great coaching in the NFL, and at some point it's going to show it for what it's worth. And I think we're going to see that out of Mike McDonald this 2 weekends from now.
That's true. Is that the way you want to wrap it up, or is there anything else on your mind?
I think it's pretty good. We'll see if we want to roll it back next week, or we'll just go 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. The fun thing I'm looking at this week, I'm setting my DVR to record all the NFL Senior Bowl practices, and then we got the Senior Bowl game on Saturday. There might be that East-West Shrine game as well. Might see that. I don't think there's any aired practices for that. But seeing the guys who are working their way to the NFL and who are going to be higher-end picks in the draft will be in this Senior Bowl. So this is like your first look at seeing guys who are going to play. Obviously, Mendoza isn't going to play, but there's going to be guys who will play. I've seen a few years ago, I saw C.J. Gardner-Johnson play in this. It's what I saw way back in the day when I saw Mike Evans play in the Senior Bowl game. Dak Prescott play in this game. Cooper Kupp play in this game. This game showcases guys who are going to be big-time names. Josh Allen played in this game. Like, these guys are going to become something. The fun part is watching these practices, seeing the guys who stand out. Those are the guys you keep your eye on, and if they fall to the right team, the right situation, the right coach, they could really be something, and they can really give that team that next level that they need to get to. I mean, if you invest in the majority of the NFL are undrafted players. If you invest in a guy early, you're looking at them as a real playmaker, especially if it's like round 4 or below. Those guys are going to make an impact. So looking at these names, seeing if they go in the first 4 rounds. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this is kind of one of my favorite weeks of the season is the Senior Bowl week.
Hey,
So
for me, I mean, if you're a professional wrestling fan,
okay,
the Royal Rumble.
I've gotten some notifications on my phone about that.
Mm-hmm. That is Saturday. So
Nice.
I'm glad there's no football.
Yep. Not too much football going on after this week. So yeah, you got some Royal Rumble on Saturday, and you got some Senior Bowl Reese's Peanut Butter Cup football going on that day too. It should be a fun weekend.
I'm in.
There you go. Cool. Well, on that note, I'm Steve Metrics. That's your boy,
DJ Triggs.
and that's No Debate.
Back to the